well, I'm hoping, trying, maybe coming back to doing this whole video blogging thing again. Something slightly different though this time. Yeah, if you've seen my other videos and that, you'll see that I was farming. Been farming, well, been with dairy cows, let's put it that way, for 20 years. Been in farming for, I don't know, all my life. Anyway, yeah, I was out in Saudi for 4 years, did that, videoed that. Yeah, videos in my library, the blogs that I did for that. Yeah, came back 2 years ago and didn't really know what to do, and fast forward 2 years and I've basically ended up as a beekeeper. Just come to the end of my first season as a beekeeper, or well, they call us professional beekeepers. I'm about as far from a professional beekeeper as you can get at the minute. Still loads to learn, still learning loads, loving every minute of it. And the best part about it is I get to work with the bees and have my sandwiches in a different place every day. So yeah, so that's it. I've kind of changed what I'm doing. Yeah, as you can see from my other videos, that I used to be out and about with the dairy cows. Kind of changed it a little bit. Bees are a bit different, they hurt a bit more if it all goes wrong. But yeah, no, it's all good. Really enjoying it, learning loads, meeting lots of new people. Yeah, it's been a brilliant season. Been a very good season for us. I'm obviously working for a bee farmer. So yeah, it's been his best year as yet as well, for honey tonnage wise. And we're kind of just, you know, kind of closing the season down now really. The story with these hives, all these ones you'll see here, they were up in mid Wales, up on the heather, until yesterday. We've taken heather, we've cropped heather honey from them, and now they've come back down to their normal site, which is where they'll kind of stay now until next, I don't know, August sort of thing, until they go back up to the heather again. So we'll get a spring and a summer crop off of these in 23, and we'll also get a heather crop as well. So all I'm doing is I'm going around, once they've all been brought back down here to Shropshire, I'm just checking them for stores, so to make sure they got enough feed over the winter. If they haven't got enough feed, I'm supplying them with some feed. I'm putting these entrance blockers in. They just go in the entrance there, mainly to stop the wasps, or what was the wasps getting in, but it'll also stop the mice and that getting in. It won't so much stop the rats, because all our hives got mesh on the floors, and we've had a few that have a few rats that have chewed through and come up, you know, and come up into the brood box. So yeah, like I say, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'll open one up in a minute and talk you through what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm coming back to this. It's fresh in my mind again, YouTube. Fresh in a way that I don't really know what I'm doing with it in this situation. I think I kind of got my style right towards the end of, you know, what I was doing with YouTube with the farming side of things. So, you know, hopefully this will pick its own style up and we can carry on as kind of where we left off. Right, so annoyingly, the bit of footage that I had recorded of me opening up some of our hives that have just come back down from the heather, that's annoyingly it's froze. It's not very good footage. It's not any footage really. It's just all audio and no footage. So all I was doing, or I'll explain to you what I was doing really. I was again putting the entrance blockers in. They're mainly put in, say, I don't know, end of August should we say, for the wasps. just gives the bees a smaller gap to fight the wasps off, because the wasps are always trying to get in to steal their stores. Of course, we didn't put these in because they were actually up on the heather. The bees were really busy on the heather, and when there's a heather flow on, we tend to not, or I presume we tend to not put them in, because bees are heavy on flow. Just lets them in and out a bit easier. You know, all the colonies say at home that weren't moved to the heather, they had entrance blockers put in. I'd like to say, yeah, early September, I'd say. So they've had them in for a month or so already. So I was putting the entrance blockers in, and I was basically just checking to see what they were looking like going into winter. You know, I was checking for brood, checking for varroa mite. Again, I have very limited knowledge on varroa, something that I really need to look at, I think, because you know, very interesting. Every bee farmer, every beekeeper that I've spoken to has got a different way of dealing with it. So yeah, so something, you know, interesting to follow on there. So yeah, so I was looking for signs of varroa. I was looking at brood in the colonies. A lot of the colonies that came down from the heather had kind of already shut down, so there was old brood there, but the queens had kind of stopped laying. So yeah, and more importantly, I was checking for stores, putting them to bed. Need to make sure they got enough stores. We're kind of aiming for a colony to weigh around the 55 to 60 kilo mark. You know, and to be fair, a lot of the colonies, they didn't have a lot of stores, because they'd put all their energy into filling up supers of heather honey, and then we had just taken it away, and of course by that point the flow had stopped, so they couldn't replenish the stores in their brood box. So I have been feeding them sugar syrup as well. One of my colleagues went back last week. I was actually on holiday last week, so went back last week and has looked at them, not looked at them again, but hefted them. And yeah, they're all feeling really heavy, up in that 50 kilo mark, ready for winter, shut down for winter really. So yeah, so that's what I was doing. Like I say, annoying that the footage didn't come through. The audio did, but the footage didn't. But hey ho, these things happen. I'd kind of forgotten the niggly points of the GoPro. But yeah, I'll try and get another video made this week or next week. Again, it's all really going quiet for us now, with the bees put to bed. But yeah, we'll see what we can do, and we'll see you next time.